I was standing in a hospital room, monitors beeping, holding my mother's hand, waiting. The doctor said it was just a matter of time, an hour, maybe less. I moved back to New Jersey 2 years before. I'd been living in Northern California for years, and I loved it there. So when I started getting this strange internal nudging to move back east, I ignored it. I had a great job, great friends, a fledgling side business, so there was no way I was moving back. Then, one morning things got heated with my mom on the phone. I don't remember the specifics, but it had to do with my career plans. I just started taking steps towards a complete career overhaul that would ease me out of the PR world to become a writing and creativity coach, and she had opinions. Part of her admired me for being brave and entrepreneurial and pursuing a dream, but another part of her was terrified that this woo-woo, non-traditional path would lead to poverty and singleness forever. I got off the phone pretty incensed. I grabbed my journal. Why can't she support me? Why doesn't she get me? Why can't she just let me be? Then, as often happens when I vent on paper, something really obvious hit. I didn't get her. I wanted her to be someone she wasn't too. I mean, I adored my mother. I admired how easy she was with everyone she met. There was no such thing as a stranger to Polly. I admired her generosity, her style, her wicked sense of humor, and I definitely admired her amazing discipline and wished more of it had rubbed off on me. But I also judged her for all the time she seemed to hold herself in about how something might look, whether it was because of my dad's position or because she didn't go to college and thought her opinions didn't count, or some other crazy made-up idea that she bought into about how things were supposed to be. Then why was I so surprised that she would judge me and my choices? After this fabulous revelation, I felt like this was the nudging. I wanted to know my folks, really. Something bigger was calling, and I had to move back. It took me a few months. I sold a bunch of stuff, left my job, my friends, packed my car, and drove back east. Though it felt right when I made the decision, as the miles rolled on, I wondered what the hell I was thinking. But a little more than a year after I returned, a stomach ache that wasn't going away became the phone call. I have pancreatic cancer. While we're all aware that we don't get out of this life alive, if you get a pancreatic cancer diagnosis, odds are you've just learned which train is taking you out. It's true, you could be the 1% who makes it past 5 years, but even if you do, it's still a rough road. Luckily, I now lived within easy driving distance from my folks, not a 5.5-hour plane ride away. I'd work days that were flexible, so I was able to go to some chemotherapy appointments, cook and run errands, and I could also come by just to hang out and talk. Most of the people closest to my mom were keeping their eyes on the long shot cure, that 1%, and they didn't want to talk about any other possibility. That made her reticent to talk to them when she was tired, angry, or not particularly hopeful. And while I hoped for the 1% too, I was okay listening to the hard stuff, and I encouraged her to go there if she wanted to, and sometimes she did. So we did. An experimental surgery to up her percentage was scheduled for the end of February, but there were several complications, so at the end of March, she was still at Columbia Presbyterian, awaiting yet another surgery. I arrived early on the 30th. She'd asked me to come before the others because she knew there was a chance she might not make it through, and she wanted to talk. We'd talked about what might come after we shuffle off this mortal coil even before she got sick, and though she wasn't sure what, if anything, came after, she believed that something continued, and that day, she said she hoped she might see her father again. She wasn't worried about herself, she said, but how we'd do. Because if I wake up dead, I wake up dead. I told her if she woke up dead, it would surely suck, but we'd be together, we'd help each other, and we'd be okay. Then she told me she was grateful that I let her say whatever she needed to say, that I didn't try to tell her to keep fighting when she was tired, that I just let her be. Did she have any idea what an amazing gift that was? I think she did. I hope she did. A few hours later, I stood there, machines beeping, curtains drawn. My dad and brother had gone to the hospital lobby to meet my sister, who was just arriving, so we were alone again. Just in case she could hear, I told her if she saw her dad to say hi for me. And though this was surely going to suck for all of us, we would somehow be okay. 10 years on, it has sucked, and we are okay. We miss her. Her absence is always felt, but we have done okay. We keep on keeping on. What else can you do? I think about it on special days like Mother's Day, her birthday, my folks' anniversary, and my birthday. I miss the early morning call telling me I almost rang you at 5 a.m. because that's when you woke me, blah, blah, many years ago. But sometimes it hits for no particular reason. Most of the time it just hangs around like a mist. It's there, but you can walk through it. It helps that I know something that I only fully understood since the sun rose on March 31st, 2004, that until the day you wake up dead, you wake up alive, and you trust your gut, say what you need to say, and get on with it. Thank you.